Well, hello there, my Sages. How are you today? My Sagittarian Sun, Moon, Rising Sign Collective. Welcome to your What Do I Need read. For this new moon in Sagittarius to full moon in Gemini, which will, of course, take us from November into December, lovely waxing moon phase. Sagittarius, new moon, really good for, you know, expansion, spirituality, all that lovely ninth house stuff, right? You know, like travel, expanding the mind, astral projection, all that cool, fun, jovial, Zeus-based kind of stuff. I am your reader. If you are new to the channel, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. My friends call me Mal. Feel free to. Professional witch, professional intuitive, and president of DrawingTheCircle production since 1998. Spiritual events production. Now I'm a YouTuber. Go fucking figure. Oh, the turn of the wheel, right? Oh, the fate, the destiny, the divine plan, all of it in one. So, my subscribers, thank you so much for returning. If you're new, please do like and subscribe, making my way up to 1,000 subscribers that I can do super live chat, maybe get tipped every now and again, and once a month for the first couple of months, I'll do Drunk Tarot, which is just a fun little thing. I never drink when I read professionally, so this will be a fun little venting thing for me, because I'm a fun drunk, and it'll make you laugh, and for entertainment purposes only, although the clarity never shuts down, just the edit function does when I drink, which is rare. I'm a lightweight too, like a couple of glasses of Pinot Grigio, and I'm a giggly girl, so you'll have fun with it. So like and subscribe. That said, this is a general reading. It's Sun, Moon, Rising. So if it doesn't fit, don't try and make it fit. Don't drive yourself crazy. Sages usually don't. But those Capricorns, Virgos, and Taurians, we can do it. Not to mention what the Geminis do to themselves, I'm sure. Well, it could be that, but it could be that, it could be that. Sagis, not so much. They're like, meh. If it doesn't hit me, it doesn't matter, right? But do check your other signs for other puzzle pieces, right? This is a general read, not a personal read. A what do I need read, in the simplest way that I can say it, is like going to your tarot or a divination deck or a rune and sort of pulling one a day, right? Sort of like, what is my rune of the day? What is my card of the day? What is my dominant energies? Except it's asking, what do I need, right? It takes a certain amount of humility to go to the divine through a divination system. And asking, what do I need? It's like, forget what I think I need. Yeah, that's on the list too, but tell me, what do I need today? That's the question I ask myself at a couple of points during the day when I start to, you know, fall into the apathy of options. It's like, okay, I got too many options, don't know which one to do. What do I need? Not just what do I want, what do I need? And then usually the intuition, the grace, the guidance pops right in, right? So we're doing that for a whole waxing cycle of the moon, half of the moon cycle, right? Cool, cool. Please remember to breathe as we do this. We're pulling one card from 6 different decks just to give you puzzle pieces so you can kind of walk the mystery of this waxing moon. And I'll explain as I go. Cool, cool. Please take a deep breath. I'm in the last vestiges of a head cold. I quit smoking, so, you know, that sped up the process. Lung exorcism. I'm going to miss my American Spirit yellows, but, you know, breath is just so much better at this point in my life, 51 years old. So breathe with me. Help me breathe. Help me breathe, my Saggies. And let's have fun with this, right? It's waxing moon, not waning. So here we go. Oh, my collective pantheons. One card, a Caroline Mace archetype card. All the decks I read are at the bottom of the description box. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. There you are. Please, one card, one archetype. What is the dominant soul power to be alchemized from lead to gold in this Sagittarian collective sun, moon, rising sign for this new moon to full moon next? Please, what is their dominant archetype that they need to alchemize, to look at, to deal with? The priest. This one pops up way more than I thought it would. Priest, priestess, right? Let's go gender neutral on everything, right? Not just for political correctness, but because the soul is both, right? Particularly when you're dealing with a divine family archetype like this. Every archetype is shadow and light, lead and gold. Alchemy, the process of letting go of 3 atoms of lead to get to gold, because lead has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table. I'm running with it. Okay, that's my metaphor. The shadow attribute violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. So look at where you are in your tribe. Are you the shaman of your tribe? Are you the counselor of your tribe? What is the spiritual part of that, where the spiritual ego is starting to feed on that power? Because archetypes are all about power. Now, I was a high priest for decades. I quit. Became an elder. I don't even know if my coven still exists. I don't talk to them anymore. I was like done. It was never tribal to begin with. It was just about getting together and practicing, and then once I became high priest, it became very political and very divisive and very ego-based, and I was like, this is not my path anymore. Blessed be, have fun. So I might not even be in that coven anymore. There's some sneaky, shadowy shit going on. Done, right? But that doesn't mean that I can't play the role. But to me, the greatest challenge, and I think we know about, church scandals of every shape and kind, we really know what it means to be seduced by your own spiritual role there, to think that because you are a messenger of the divine, you can get away with being shady, and you just can't. At least not anymore. That shit's being brought to the surface, right? So there's the shadow. If you're not in any kind of spiritual role, then look at what the spiritual role that you take in your own life. Obviously, checking out not just a video on divination, tarot, or something like that, but particularly if you're drawn to my channel, I'm a mystic. I am hardcore. My spiritual path is #1, and I will cut someone out of my life like that if my spirit, my soul says, okay, that's done, next. It might take me a while to get to that done place, but once I see it, I'm a Virgo. I like to make sure all my T's are crossed and my I's dotted. So you get in that shadow there, right? So where are you being seduced by your own spiritual role, perhaps being spiritual taskmaster, and we have to make sure we do our yoga and drink our green juice and do this and like make sure we tap and, all of that stuff, where, that is the ego trying to control the spiritual path rather than you just organically living, breathing, loving what rises within you, being more loving little by little by little, right? Instead of being the grand high muckety muck of who cares what, right? The light attribute, I think you'll like this. I mean, in Sagittarians, very spiritual, right? 9th house, spirituality ruled by Jupiter, expansion. Light attribute facilitates spiritual commitments, particularly within yourself. Facile, to make easy, a simple making. Serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So if you're a Reiki healer, if you're a reader, if you're a whatever you are, get that this is the archetype that is up for you this new moon, which according to my clock is, let's say it's 9:40, I think 10:04 is actually new moon. So we might hit new moon while I'm doing this one. Cool. Every other card is going to sort of reflect back to that one. Let's ask the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue for what you need. My Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Priest, Priestess archetype for this new moon to full moon next. New moon in Sagittarius to full moon in Gemini. Please, my angels, one card for this Sagittarian collective Priest, Priestess archetype. What do they need? What do they need to focus on? Well, ideas and inspiration. So talk about being a channel of ideas and inspiration. And I know a lot of Saggies that do that. Just all of a sudden they're like, boing, light bulb. Like, ding, ding, ding. Like they can have like 25 dings in a period of a minute, right? Download, 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 download. So to really focus on new ideas, new inspiration. And how do you know if it's going to work or not? You don't. Nobody does. No one is ever given a guarantee. You have to take the journey. You have to incarnate the idea and inspiration, if you like this way of saying it, down through the chakras into physical form. So, great for waxing, right? A new thought comes in, a new idea, a new inspiration that you are then, you have the opportunity for the next 2 weeks to walk that into form. Cool. Let's ask the goddesses what's going on in your divine feminine energy. Now, we're not talking about relationships for anything else with these next 2 cards. than your own divine feminine energy, yin, your own divine masculine energy, yang. If you do Tai Chi, if you study Taoism, any of that kind of stuff, you're going to get more insight to that, more Eastern than Western. But we all have anima and animus. So we all, Carl Jung, forever young. We all have both within us. So this is really addressing what's going on in the Sagittarian collective. Divine feminine, inner female energy. So my goddesses, please breathe one card in clarity for the Sagittarian collective. Sun, moon, rising sign for this new moon to full moon next. What do they need to focus on within their own divine feminine? What do they need with or from their divine feminine? Well, the Lover's card. Now, in the inner world, yes, that is about self-love, but the Lover's card is always about a decision to bring head and heart into balance. Another way of saying that is the divine masculine, the sacred mind, the divine feminine, the sacred heart, making decisions that bring them into congruence, and only making life-changing decisions when they are in congruence, not when the head says yes and the heart says no, right? You want to marry these two together, and that is an ongoing process. Even though they are truly one thing, we are still dealing with the patterning of the third and fourth dimension, while the fifth dimensional unity consciousness is, well, it's already in nature. It's already, your body is already in fifth dimensional consciousness. It's just allowing the personality to catch up. It takes time. That's the fourth dimension, is time. So if you like the psychological stuff, really about aligning the head and heart. So ideas and inspiration on the inner, giving you the opportunity to bring head and heart into congruence so that the choices you make, right, head, heart, choice, right, thoughts, emotions, choices, decisions, what will you say, what won't you say, bringing that all into alignment. Just bring your alignment, what you say and what you do, into accord, in alignment with your highest virtue that you know at the moment. So if it's to be kind, it's easy to be kind when you're feeling kind. But to be kind when you're not feeling so kind, if that means pull back, love the heart, bless the mind, clear that up, and to do unto others that as you would have them do unto you. And everybody wants to be treated kindly, and that's just one tiny example. Even if you have to do it silently from a distance, which I'm a fucking ninja at this point. Let's ask the gods. By the way, this was Daughters of the Moon Tarot, Fiona Morgan. This is Mythic Tarot, Juliet Sherman Burke. One for the Divine Masculine, where we did the Divine Feminine, what's going on in the Divine Inner. Now we look at the Divine Yang, what's happening in the outer, your masculine energy, bringing things out into the world, including your physical appearance and all that. Oh my gods. Too many cards. One card in clarity for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign. What do they need for this new moon to full moon next? For November into December. Waxing moon, considering we've got the priest archetype with ideas and inspiration, and the major arcana card of the lovers. What say you, my gods, for the divine masculine energy here? Knight of Pentacles, the Virgo card, slow and steady. You know, it's not that the Knight of Pentacles is at a total stop. He's actually walking the horse. The Gemini is at a gallop, because the Knights are the mutable signs, right? So the Gemini is at a gallop, the Sagittarius is at a canter, right? The Pisces is at a trot, and the Virgo is at a walk. So that there's no rush in this. Take your time, which is not really Sagittarius stuff, but that does indicate that the energy, the idea, and inspiration that's coming through may be very lightning-like. Not so much the Tower. We would have seen the Tower card here if it were that, right? Being struck by divine light. But something a bit more gentle. Take your time to really bring that head and heart into alignment, because the head might love it and the heart might hate it, vice versa, right? So how do you choose that? Particularly if it threatens your own status quo, which divine ideas and inspiration usually do, right? They make you grow. Insight, vision, all that kind of stuff. Now, for the Voice of the Masters, I took half of the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. I kept the problem suit, as I affectionately call them, the Womp Womp cards up there, the Debbie Downer deck up there, particularly for Thanksgiving, right? For us Americans who are celebrating it this week. I'm having it with my past life son has invited me to his place. I was going to go to Brooklyn, but after a head cold and quitting smoking, I'm not walking around in Brooklyn, though I love it and I can't wait to go back. So for Thanksgiving, I thought, let's not have any womp womps in this one. Like, the other cards are really good at doing that if need be. So in terms of luck, grace, and healing, which are the 3 decks that make up the other half, the light side, if you will, let's ask the Ascended Masters, because I work with them. Yes, I'm a pagan that talks to Ascended Masters because, you know what? A crap ton of them are pagan. Like, I had no idea. They're like, yeah. Yeah, it takes all types. And, you know, lifetime after lifetime, they've all studied everything. They've all been everything, really. So it's good to know, right? Which means probably Aradia is an Ascended Master. Ooh. I want to talk to Aradia, Tamadia, she don't care. Queen of Witches. So please, my Ascended Masters, I got a giggle out of somebody over there. Please, 1 card in clarity for this Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign for this new moon in Sagittarius to full moon next in Gemini. Please, 1 card in clarity for this Sagittarian collective. What do they need? This one. It's a tryst. Now, a tryst is usually sexual romantic, right? It's being sneaky, but it's kind of that healthy sneaky. It's not like cheating. It's that thing of meet me behind the hardcover fiction in the bookstore, in the library, and just kiss me. Just kiss me quick, right? It's not so much about being sneaky and shadowy. This is the luck suit. So it's that little thing. But, you know, yes, with the Lover's card, I could see that this could be a little, you know, little of this going on, a little sexual, romantic something or other. But with the priest archetype and ideas and inspiration, this could very much be about meeting with somebody to kind of express the intensity of, the truth of, the validity of your experience with, because you might not want to tell everybody, right? You might not want to broadcast, I had a vision. Twinkies are the answer. Both the confection and the young gay men, right? Let's hope Twinkies are not the answer. Although they do last forever, apparently, if uneaten. Can't say that for Twinks. I was a teenage Twink. Now I'm a daddy. Go figure. Oh, the seasons, they go round and round. Let's leave painted ponies out of this. So you get that? So there's a little tryst here. A little side action, a little something. But still very high spiritually vibrational, but that would make sense if you're really, let me discuss this with one person in confidentiality, because trysts definitely have that confidential vibe, right? Not necessarily shadowy, but something a little bit more exciting and a little, you know, there is healthy covert. Like if you're throwing somebody a surprise party, right? It's like healthy covert, not that shadowy, toxic shit. No, I'm not feeling that here, not with that card. Last card down, Whispers of Love, Oracle. I love this deck so much. And we'll tie it all together with this, please. The higher selves of all involved, 1 card in clarity. For this Scorpio collective, right? I'm doing Scorpio. Have I been saying Sagittarius all this time? Yes, I have. Oh my god, I'm doing the Sag read. I'm so sorry. I skipped over Scorpio. My bad. But hey, that's how they want me to do it. That's how they want me to do it. My Sagittarius, for the Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in this twin flame contract for November-ish. Right? Fuck, man. That threw me. I'm so sorry. Take a breath, Mark. That's what happens when the energy gets high and when I have to remember to breathe. My apologies. The higher selves of all involved, please, 1 card for this Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, rising sign for this new moon to full moon next. Please, one card in clarity for this Sagittarius. We've got the priest archetype with ideas and inspiration, with the lovers, with the Knight of Pentacles, with the Tryst card, please. What say you? The higher selves of all involved. Spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So, though, yeah, the Lovers card is indicated here, it's about a major choice or decision, with the Knight of Pentacles indicating Virgo energy, that it is slow and steady, perhaps an analytical win the race, walking rather than running, but with ideas and inspiration of the priest archetype with a tryst, then whoever it is that you talk about this with, that you tryst with about this, definitely has a thing that this is a past life thing, so it need not be sexual romantic. In fact, the card doesn't say that. It says this relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Perhaps there is a pre-incarnational agreement or contract for the two of you, or maybe more, to incarnate this into form. Cool, cool. So what do you need? We'll start from the beginning, right? You need to serve as a channel of spiritual energy, to make some sort of spiritual commitment to facilitate it. And what does it involve? An idea and inspiration that is going to take a major life-changing decision, aligning head and heart. With the Knight of Pentacles, you can walk this. This does not need to be run, even though the inspiration, which they usually do feel like a live wire. Breathe, slow it down, bring it into form step by step, and have a tryst with someone where there is that spiritual connection, that past life reincarnational thing. You've done this before, and you'll know who that is by how it feels in your body, in your gut. Cool, cool, my Saggies. I thank you so much for watching, and I'm sorry if I conflated it with the Scorpio, because I think that was the one I was supposed to do, but the gods sort of took me over. Not shocked. Happens a lot when you're a mystic. Cool, cool. So thank you so much for watching. I'm wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this waxing moon, new moon in Sag, to full moon in Gemini 2019. But for now, my darlings, hail, farewell, and blessed be.